Hey family, this is Black Truth United. Today I'm going to be covering a topic that I don't typically touch. I don't like to get involved with most of the disagreements that I see happening on Twitter Spaces. I think most of the time they're a waste of time. But I do have a responsibility as the creator of the B1 Rolodex to address this specific issue, as it directly affected the B1 Rolodex. So today we're going to be talking about the subject of Riff-Raff and how there will be no Riff-Raff allowed in the B1 Rolodex. Now, for those who are familiar with the Rolodex, you know there are rules as to getting your business listed. You can't be in any of the restricted categories: network marketing, XXX content, illegal products or services, all that kind of stuff. It's all listed there. There are also rules for FBAs getting listed and non-FBAs getting listed. No money to get listed, of course, but verification will be necessary. However, today we're going to be going over the reporting side. And for me, it's important because when people use the B1 Rolodex, I don't want them to have garbage experiences and then not want to use the B1 Rolodex. I want this to be a solid document filled with dependable businesses. So if you look at the bottom, there's my email. If you find a business has a major issue, I'm not talking about a damaged package. You can contact the business owner for that. I'm not talking about minor stuff. I'm just talking about bad business. Just people doing their clients or business partners dirty. Either that or straight up tethering. Now keep in mind, it's much easier to get removed from this list than it is to be placed on the list. And today we're going to be looking at an example of a very easy way to get yourself taken off of the list. Unfortunately, I had to stumble upon this on Twitter. So for those of you in new black media spaces, you're all familiar with Brother Gregg Marcel Dixon, and he was working with this person named Drayon Blackett of Blackett Productions. He did the documentary called Tethers with him. Unfortunately, what happened, and you can read it right here, Brother Gregg Marcel Dixon agreed to do an interview for his documentary. He signed a contract where he was supposed to pay Marcel $350. He then ignored his text messages and phone calls and instead sent him a modified contract the next day saying he would be paid $50. And Brother Marcel rightfully put this person on Front Street. Gone are the days in which you can just do people dirty and do things behind the scenes and get away with it and maintain your credibility. This last paragraph is very important, and I'm going to read it word for word. This is not about the money as much as it is about the principle of keeping your word and treating people well. If he did not have the money, I would have done the interview for free. And family, I believe that 100%. For those who know Brother Gregg Marcel Dixon, he's not an Ebenezer Scrooge or a Mr. Krabs. He gives up his time, his effort, his gas money to do things for us. But let me continue reading. I would have done the interview for free since anyone who follows me knows that black American freedmen, inventors, are a passion of mine. He is not a good person. Be wary of him. And this is the guy. Man, this is so sad. A young man is throwing his reputation in the trash over $300. But there's more about this guy that got exposed, and by the end of it all, I found out this guy's been doing greasy stuff with a whole lot of brothers and sisters in FBA spaces. And I just want to remind everyone, whether you believe in the Bible or not, this proverb definitely applies here. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. I don't give a damn if I had to take out a loan for $300. I'm not going to soil my name over some money, and I'm certainly not going to act like a B-word and not answer someone's text messages and phone calls after that person did favors for me and worked with me on many projects. And yes, this is all verified. Brother Gregg Marcel Dixon always has the receipts. And sadly, up here, Marcel goes on. Some of you felt suspicious of him from the beginning and you told me as much. I guess I should have listened. Here are screenshots of me, the 2 different contracts, me writing him and sending the contracts to my lawyers. It shouldn't come to this. Just be honest. Just do good business. And the tweets go on. This brother said, business first, should have gotten the money, then you should have done the interview. And Marcel says, yeah, I can see that you're right. I thought I could trust him since I did business with him before, and he had integrity. And all of us can relate to Brother Marcel. We've all had an experience with a businessman or woman who we trusted, and they did us dirty. These kind of practices need to stop. These are the dusty, crusty business owners who give black businesses a bad rap. Here are the words of our good brother GBS. He says, a man's word is supposed to be his bond in life and business. If we cannot do right by each other, then we cannot build a strong economic base. None of us should be emulating how them folks treat us. If they do, they're no different than them. In other words, if we do that, we're no different than them. This brother, as usual, is on point. And make sure you're subscribed to him if you're not already. But anyway, let's go to the next one. This is Brother Channel Raw TV. Some of you may not know him. I've been following him for about a year and a half. And he's actually the one who introduced me to the Tethers movie. But I'll go ahead and read it right here. Marcel, you are telling the truth. I promoted the Tethers movie for free on my YouTube because I really care about helping my people. You see, this is the part that makes me sick, man. When we're coming together and we're trying to do business with each other, we shouldn't have to be dealing with this riff-raff. He goes on to say, I had at least 2,000 or more people go purchase the movie. They even sent me an email thanking me for the promotion. Then he put a copyright on my video. Man, that's some sucker shit, man. I didn't even know that happened to him. And I went ahead and responded. I actually heard about it from him. Which is true. I sent him a Cash App and everything. And I'm not lying. In fact, I brought up the receipt from the Cash App right here. Obviously, I have to blur out a few things. The movie came out around November, December of last year, and I found out about it in January. Now, while I'm not the richest person in the world, I do like to support things that I see that are progressive. And that movie definitely was. It had Brother Gregg Marcel Dixon in there. I was happy for the brother. Then he turned out to be a buster. Here we go with the thread. So he was garbage from the beginning. Yes, he was. I was trying to help him because he was a young black American student trying to start a career. I took it upon myself to promote his movie for free because I really care about FBA. Then he put a copyright on my video even though I don't make money off of my videos. I can attest to that. This brother does not have any ads on his videos. He's similar to Professor Black Truth, Great Black Shark, and Black Alpha Network. None of those brothers run ads on their videos. And I believe that's a sister there at the end who says, grimy. And she's 100% right. Now this next one really pissed me off. And this came from Sister CC Friedman. This person asked her to be in the film as well. And when she started talking about contracts, editing, and her wanting to see the final footage, this dude ghosted her. And she said right here, during the preliminary conversations with him, she could tell that he was not well versed in filmmaking. And she could tell that he was not an astute businessman. Shout out to the Onco sisters. As men, we have to really take care of the sisters who are B1, especially those who are nice, boots on the ground, ride or die, B1. And this sister, at least from what I've seen, is one of them. So this really makes me sick to my stomach. And that wasn't it. She also referred him to a seasoned cameraman because the first film was not well shot and the sound was bad. When he spoke to the person I referred him to, he did not conduct himself like a film professional during the conversation. So my referral did not want to do work with him. Man, you messed up a referral? I can't stand when people do this. When a person gives you a referral, that person is sticking his or her neck out for you. He fumbled the ball here as well. Obviously, you can't say that this is a fluke or a guy who made one mistake and then corrected it. This guy is messing with people who are sincere, people who are seriously trying to improve the state of our people. And I have no respect for that. Again, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. If you commit to doing something, or if you're entrusted with something, you need to treat whatever it is with an incredible level of importance. And you need to have integrity. You can't BS around for years and think that things won't catch up to you. The old saying is true, what's done in the dark will come to light. And I'm debating on doing a whole video talking about rules of engagement, codes, standards that we need to have as business owners, business customers, and business employees, particularly people who are FBA and B1. I'm debating putting that together. And just as I stated earlier in the video, it's much easier to have your business removed from the list than to be added to the list. So here we have the place where that business used to be listed and it's now gone. That's the punishment of doing bad business. And while this may seem trivial now, since the B1 Rolodex is relatively small at this present time, I envision in the not too distant future this will mean a whole lot. I have to keep the B1 Rolodex safe from dusty, crusty dudes and slimy business owners in general. Only good business will be tolerated with the B1 Rolodex. And by the way, I purposefully made this document downloadable so that anyone at any time can pick up the baton. The code is the leader. But while I'm managing it, there certainly will be no riff-raff tolerated in the B1 Rolodex. So that pretty much concludes this video. This is not really a topic I like covering, but it has to be done. So I'll leave you with my classic sign off. Be one and be blessed.